So it's been a while. Apologies, I have left it too long. I was supposed to do a 6-month review. It's turned into an 8-month review. Sorry, life got in the way. That's what I'm going to claim. So let's start with general health, shall we? Feel amazing. Nothing else to say really. Feel amazing. My blood pressure, I've just had a blood pressure check done at the surgery, and I was 170/40 unmedicated, and when I was put onto ramipril and lecanidipine, I was about 145/95 with a resting heart rate of 95. My resting heart rate now 56. Not really done much cardio, so it's not down to that, it's down to surgery and weight loss. Boom. Blood pressure was 123/83. Unmedicated. What can I say? No medications whatsoever. I've had none of my gastroesophageal reflux has come back. I had that, so I was on the omeprazole beforehand. Haven't taken an omeprazole since I had the surgery. Brilliant. Reflux, gone. What can I say? Absolutely amazing. The only thing that is starting to get to me a little bit is lack of B12. So it's essentially every so often I just get lethargic, fuzzy-headed, but my GP's refusing to give me the injections of B12. I don't know why, but we'll get us another discussion we're going to have actually tomorrow morning at 9:30, so I'll give you an update on that. Tablets, supplements aren't helping me at the moment because your gastric uptake's reduced, as you probably know if you've had the surgery, and it's just really difficult to get B12 in, especially seeing as I've had the other side of it, which is problem being plant-based. I'm going to get into that later, and as to why and as to what's happening with it, but we'll get there. So been for the blood test for the B12, waiting for the results. I'm going to get them tomorrow morning, so hopefully that'll kick my doctor into shape to do something. So my total loss so far is 11 stone 6 pounds. 11 stone 6 pounds. I'm sitting at 87 kilos, down from 159. So you do the maths, that's a ton of weight come off. So I'm gonna feel better with that, aren't I? I was a 4XL, so a 4XL. Medium. Speaks for itself. So I've gone from a 4XL down to a medium in weight, in shirt size, sorry. Waist size was 44, so it was a 44 waist, and I'm now down to a 34 waist. So I've lost 10 inches around my waist. The suit fitting was a 56 jacket and a 21 to 22 inch shirt collar for the side. My neck wasn't that big, but my belly was, so to get around there you had to go for like a 22 inch collar. So I bought a suit last week from Burton's, 44 jacket, slim fit. 44. That's 12 inch loss. 12 inch loss from a suit jacket, and collar size 16 inch. How the heck have I lost best part of 6 inches around my neck? That is insane. But when you look at the before and afters, it is quite clear that I have lost that amount around my neck. My barber tells me every time, I know I've got no hair, but this doesn't look after itself. So yeah, I do get some funny looks when I walk into the barbers with no hair, but you know, you need to get your beard done, man. I can't cut this properly. So anyway, I digress. So loose skin. Around my belly, I've got what I call a roux pouch. So it would be the same thing ladies have from pregnancy. So you've got the little roux pouch, you've got the little pouch of skin. But it is decreasing. It is decreasing a lot. I got away with no skin on the arms, legs, chin. None here. None around my legs. None around my bum. Hang on. I'll just quickly show you. I mean, arms, man. Like there's literally nothing on the arms at all. Guns. Never had them in my life. It's good though. So I've also contacted Nord Aesthetics. Apologies, just pulling my jumper back down again. Nord Aesthetics advised that there is a FLD, Fluled, I can't remember, FLD tummy tuck that I can go for, which is the one that most of us need, because it's basically they cut up as well as across, then they cut 2 triangles down, 2 triangles across, and snip it all back in, and it goes back tighter. So I'm gonna have a chat with them about that. They said it's 3,200 euros, so that comes out just through the exchange rate about £2,700, which I think is a bargain due to the fact that's the best part of 6 grand here in the UK. Only thing is your weight has to be stable for 6 months. Mine's been stable for 2, so 8 or 9 weeks. I've been 87 kilos for. So I've got to wait another 4 months just to make sure that I don't lose any more, that I don't gain any more, you know, don't blow back up again and ruin it all. Why would I do that? Best time of my life. Anyway, so I've done the online thing. They've accepted all my photos, just said that I need to wait another 4 months before they'll consider booking me in. So I'll get that done. Moving on to drinks. Yes, so I've got a list of stuff I'm reading from because I could never remember all this. Drinks, so teas, coffees, juice, water, all going down well. Less nausea when I've been drinking. I can actually drink gulps now rather than having to take sip, 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 sip. It's great. I can actually drink a drink rather than having to kind of have a bottle of water permanently attached to me, although I do have a bottle of juice permanently attached to me. I'm drinking around 2 litres of fluid a day that aren't tea or coffee. So I can drink tea, coffee, I'm drinking more decaf just to make sure I don't urinate as much, because obviously it's counterproductive. But yeah, around 2 litres of clear fluid a day. So that obviously helps an awful lot. So food, as I said, we're getting to food, plant-based. I am the 1 in 1,000, I think it's 1 in 1,000 they said, that can't tolerate meat after the surgery. So I originally devastated I was, because I used to always have the mixed grill when I go out, the burger, the steak. I was a steak monster. But then again, I was best part of 25 stone. There's probably a reason. So gone plant-based. I might have a little splash of milk in my tea because I'm not massively ethical about it. Sorry, vegan guys. I'm not going to say I'm vegan because I'm not ethically vegan. I'm plant-based diet due to necessity and yeah, not sorry. But yeah, challenges are trying to find protein. Essentially, you go protein hunting when you become plant-based, because it's not just easy. You can't eat my tuna, can't eat my chicken, can't have a steak. It's not there, so I have to go finding it. So I found some vegan protein powder, which is good for when I don't have the time to do it. Protein bars are good. There's some good vegan ones out there that are full of nuts. I've been eating an awful lot of nuts. Edamame beans in sort of nuts and stuff like that. That's really good. Protein water, I haven't been using that as much as I was. Mostly it doesn't taste that nice. You can taste the protein in it, but it was a needs must moment when I used that. The watermelon Vivin one isn't too bad, but the rest of them are pretty awful, not gonna lie. But most of what I've been going is lentils, pulses, beans, corn, stuff like that. So essentially veggie stuff. Eggs have sort of started to upset me a little bit. Cheese has started to upset me a little bit, so that's why I cut them out. The odd bit of milk, I can't have milk in cereal or anything like that because it does the whole dumping syndrome and goes straight through me, which is not very nice at all. So why would you keep sort of subjecting yourself to something like that that's not really required? But what I have found is some of the supermarkets are much better than others. So Asda leading the way by far. So Asda, they stock Quorn, Bird's Eye stuff. Now in the Bird's Eye stuff, the meatballs and the sausages are both phenomenal. I mean, the Bird's Eye green sausages just taste like meat sausages. I'm not one for substituting meat to make it taste like meat, but they are good. Get them. They're on offer at the moment, so I've stacked my freezer full of them. Also, what we're saying from there is they do the Linda McCartney, not so good. The red onion sausages are all right, but the rest of it's pretty awful. It tastes like cardboard because it essentially is cardboard. But the Asda plant-based range stuff, now they do the chicken nuggets, they're good. They do their own mince, they do their own sausages. Everything's good. I mean, I've had some ready meals from there that they do. I know ready meals are bad, but I work stupid shifts. It's now nearly midnight and I'm doing this, give you an idea of the kind of shifts I work. So yeah, so ready meals required. I'm sorry. Yeah, they're good. All their plant-based range is amazing, and a £1.50 a ready meal is insane compared to the other stuff that you get. And Tesco's not as much, but they are kind of second on the list. They're catching up with the rest, catching up with Asda, but leaving the rest behind. So Morrison's, Lidl, Aldi, awful. They've got literally nothing in there. Their idea of veganism is having a veggie chili and maybe some vegan sausage rolls that you can do out of the freezer. And when they listed their list of vegan stroke plant-based stuff, it was mostly the stuff in the vegetable aisle, and I'm not even joking, the fresh vegetable aisle and the frozen vegetable stuff. Like, I'm talking packet of corn, no, corn, not corn, as in sweet corn. Packet of peas. I mean, these are obviously vegan. They're vegetables. It was embarrassing to read their list, to be honest. Anyway, I digress again. So I'm not actually missing meat. Dumping syndrome, gone. I mean, I haven't had any of that at all for ages. It's been brilliant. I've felt healthier, like I've got a digestive tract that works again. So I'm not really missing meat. The only difficult part was, yes, last month, brilliant, the turkey day. To be fair, I quite like turkey, but it's pigs in blanket day for me, do you know what I mean? Pigs in blankets, who doesn't like them? Oh, I miss them so much. It's the one bit of meat I have missed. But it's hard because I cooked for 15 people on Christmas Day. We had 15 people round. And I also cooked 4 meals to take into work for colleagues overnight that were on their own over Christmas, so weren't gonna have a Christmas meal. Oh no, good. Not saying it because of that, but just saying I cooked for 19 people, excluding me, so 20 in total. I did a 14-kilo turkey. That's a big bird. And then sausage meat stuffing and 90 pigs in blankets. That was hard. I mean, I couldn't eat it, and I missed it, and it smelled amazing, and I just didn't have the courage to try it, because last time I ate meat it ended so badly and so painfully. I ended up getting sort of like cramps around the stomach for nearly an hour, like the peristaltic action, so it's the wave of contractions over the stomach muscles for around an hour. So they're sort of equated to about the same as uterine contractions during labour, just to give you an idea of the pain level. And then I vomited mucus and the contents of my stomach. So yeah, I'm really sorry if I don't have the courage to try it again. I tried yesterday a piece of fish, got it in my mouth, couldn't swallow it, spat it out. I feel like a child, but I now know that I'm plant-based for life because I couldn't even eat a bit of fish. That's bad, isn't it? There's my bit left over on my son's plate, and I thought, oh, I'll give that a go. That smells nice. Nope, couldn't eat it. So eating out and about, what can we say about eating out and about? So children's menus is the first one we're going to move to, children's menus. So usually quite a wide range of foods on children's menus, but what I have noticed is if you're not at Carvery, not so wide range of foods, to be honest. You've got usually one vegetarian option, which doubles up as a vegan option, and it's usually vegan lasagna or fish, not fish fingers, like vegetable fingers and chips and beans and stuff like that. So it's all right, it's all good. I've not ever had a problem or ordering a child's menu anywhere at all. Everywhere's just accepted it. One place questioned it when I said I had gastric surgery, produced the Nord card, not question asked. They even offered that I could have anything on the menu half price because they'd do me a half the size portion. That is brilliant. That was absolutely brilliant. That was actually Frankenbenny's. So yeah, they've got quite a wide vegan range now. But obviously you guys are not all going to be vegan, but it's me kind of going on about the plant-based thing because it's kind of what I'm feeling at the moment. But Subway, they do a vegan meatball sub now. I had the vegan meatballs on a salad the other day. That was brilliant. I mean, if you've got your little bit of meat substitution, had that on with a salad, boom, love it. Really fresh, really light, brilliant. I had the KFC vegan burger as well. I tried that when it came out just to see, so I could kind of review it. Really good. Tasted just like a normal chicken burger from KFC. Once again, not good for you. Everything in moderation, not every day. I managed to eat the burger and half the bun. It comes with vegan mayo, a bit of salad in there, a bit of lettuce. Boom, beautiful. It was good. Main place I found myself eating, never thought I'd go there, Yo Sushi. It's made for us. It's made for us who've had gastric bypasses. Small portions and lots of variety of food and a massive vegetarian stroke vegan bit. So essentially it's a bit high in salt from what I can see, but low fat, low carb. Most of the stuff you can get in there is lovely. Obviously it tastes good, so you can eat as much or as little as you want because, you know, your friend can go in. I went in with a friend who's a larger chap who eats well, so he was having 2 or 3 dishes to my one. But that's the beauty of Yo Sushi. You just take another one off when you're hungry again. So boom, have there. You know, he had a drink. I didn't bother drinking while I was in there. It cost next to nothing. It was brilliant. Wagamama's have got a huge vegan menu as well. They've got a huge vegetarian vegan menu. So I've found myself sort of eating in Yo Sushi and Wagamama's most of the time. Can't go wrong with that, can you? So exercise. I'm boring you on now, I'm sorry, but this is a good catch up. It's a good catch up of the last 3 or 4 months, I think. So exercise, cycling. I've got my road bike out. I've dusted my bike off, got it all serviced up lovely, and I'm out riding it again. And I've realised I've got a really bony bum and I need a new seat. Never thought that would be an issue. What I did notice, also just a sidetrack, is that is one of the things that I can't sit on a seat for very long anymore. I get a numb bum and it starts to hurt, and nobody tells you this. Nobody tells you this is going to happen, so I'm telling you this is going to happen. When you lose the weight on your bum, you're going to notice seats are uncomfortable. And the other thing, you'll feel the cold. I wear jumpers all the time now. I never used to wear jumpers. I used to walk around in the snow in a hoodie. I now wear 2 jumpers, a hoodie and a coat when I'm outside because it's a little bit cold. Complete reversal. But hey, once again, nobody really tells you that's going to happen, so I'm telling you. So anyway, I'm going to start the park run. My friend signed up for it, blagged me into it, so I've signed up for it. It seems the perfect thing really. It's a 5k run stroke walk. There's one just down the road from me. About 400 people turn out for it. You get the crazy people that do it in 25 minutes. Nah, it's never going to be me, but yeah, they do it in 25 minutes. But there's some people that just walk it. So if you run a little bit, you're never going to be last. There's sort of elderly people that go down there just to walk it and keep their times up. So I'm going to go down there. I've watched a couple of them. I'm going to go join in next week, hopefully. But you just put a time in, try and beat it next week. You know, you're laughing then, aren't you? Gone back to jiu-jitsu. I do Brazilian jiu-jitsu, so I've gone back to that. I've never realised how much I used my weight. Never realised how much I used my weight. So I had to completely relearn the complete martial arts, but my flexibility has gone through the roof. I mean, not that you want to see, but I can bring my foot around and touch my nose with it. I mean, that would have never happened before. But even my coach said that, you know, oh, you've become leggy AF. I'll let you do that because we're jiu-jitsu guys and we can't help but swear every now and again, but this is a family friendly. So, leggy AF. So, the world in a slimmer frame, worryingly a much nicer place. It's horrible. It's horrible to say. It is horrible to say, but it is a much nicer place when you're slimmer. So there's no looks of judgment across. You know, nobody's looking at you in a restaurant to see what you've ordered, to see what you're going to eat. There's nobody looking at the carvery like, oh my god, I better get there before him because there's going to be nothing to eat left afterwards, and you know, all that sort of stuff. You know the looks I mean. But there's none of that. You notice that nobody really pay much attention to you wandering about, and if they bump into you, you get a smile and, oh, sorry, rather than, oh, what are you doing? Random smiles from strangers. Just walking down the road, people are, nods. What you doing? Like, nod back. Yeah, it's cool. This is nice. This is how everybody should get treated, not just because I've become a slimmer frame. I'm one of you. But yeah, no, it's just strange. Nods. How you doing? People, you know, in my car because I'm not filling the back front seat. People are like, oh, do you want to come through? You know, it's like, this never happened when I was like filling the front seat, looking like a chunk behind the back front wheel. You know, it's really strange. It's surreal. People get out of your way. You're walking down the road, people, oh, sorry, you come through. They'll hold the door for you. Oh, sorry, you coming this way? Yeah, no worries, come through, fella. Oh, have a good day. None of that before. It's weird. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's nice. It's strange, but it's nice. People just like simply say good morning more. Morning. Old man walking his dog. Morning. What morning? Yeah, I lived on this estate for the last 6 months, and you didn't say morning to me when I was big. But yeah, morning. You know, but it's nice. It's nice. But yeah. Random thing. Got my first compliment the other day. Somebody, like, not my wife, said, oh, wow, you're looking amazing, you know, and I didn't know them. He said, you look amazing. And then she was quite embarrassed and ran off. But it was strange. It made me more uncomfortable than her, I think, because she kind of just blurted out, oh my God, you look amazing. I was like, thank you, I think. And then she ran off, and I was at work, and then she came back and said, sorry, they just kind of came out. I said, no problem, and we carried on. But it's weird because I'm not really allowed that. I've always been a big lad. But yeah, it was nice. I'm not bragging. It's not one of those things. It's just not happened before. So I just thought I'd bring it up. All of your colleagues not recognising you. I've worked with paramedics for 14, 15 years, and I bumped into them the other week and they didn't recognise me. I mean, I've been in a new job for just over a year, but they didn't recognise me at all. I had a full conversation with some of them and walked off, and then they asked one of my other colleagues who I was. And I was like, I worked with you for literally 14 years. How did you not realise it was me? My voice is the same, the face and everything else is a bit different, I'll give you that. But my profession, so I'm a paramedic practitioner. I work in the primary care sector. I work for out-of-hours doctor services, and I work for a surgery, a local surgery a day a week, seeing patients for doctors. People take me more seriously now. So when I say you need to make a lifestyle change, this, that, the other, boom, they're like, oh, yeah, of course, I'll make a lifestyle change, it's fine. You know, when I was bigger and go, oh, we need to make a lifestyle change, they kind of looked at me and said, pot, kettle, black. There's no argument. So personally, professionally, socially, everything's up here now. It's brilliant. What can I say? There's not a great deal else to say, but so 8-month update, everything's going amazingly. Food's good, drink's good, plant-based, exercise good, feeling amazing. Give you an update. I'll try and do one in 4 weeks after I've got my B12 under control, get some supplements on board, and then I'll see if that lethargy, fuzzy headness goes away that periodically comes. So yeah, I'll say this every time. If you're thinking about getting this done, don't book it. Go and book it. If you're thinking that you might get it done, just book it. So I'm going to post this in the Nord Bariatrics site. If you've got any questions, feel free to inbox me. I'm more than happy to do it. The biggest question that most people have asked so far is, how much do you eat? And I say, I eat 6 times a day, 250 grams, and in a meal. So I eat about 1.5 kilos of food a day. I'm aiming for around about 1,500 calories, maybe 2,000 at the most, but about 1,500 calories, but I'm aiming for 100 grams of protein a day because I do a lot of exercise, I want to build muscle. So to obtain that, I do pulses, lentils, and nuts, and beans. So essentially, lentils full of protein. Peanuts, although they're quite fatty, you know, they're full of protein. I mean, look at my hands. I can see things working in my hands now. But yeah, this is what happens. You know, you lose weight, you feel good, you look good, you do everything, and you get into medium jumpers. Stay safe, stay good, stay healthy. If you're not healthy, get healthy. Get help from Nord Bariatric. They have saved my life.